Hi, my name is Robert, and today I'm going to be making a documentary on the COVID-19 crisis. With the new virus affecting Wuhan, they quickly responded by building new hospitals since the cases were going up. By January 2020, the virus has spread to other countries, and by the 29th of January 2020, the first case of the COVID-19 was reported in the UK. By the 30th of January 2020, the World Health Organization declared the COVID-19 a pandemic, which meant that countries around the world went into complete lockdown to prevent the spread of the virus. Around the world, schools, colleges and universities were forced to move to online teaching, and this had an effect on the students' education, but not only that, but their mental health as well. Because of the lockdown, students were worried about their future, and they were worried if they would get their right qualifications. On the 3rd of March 2020, Boris Johnson announced that he'd put the whole of the UK into a full lockdown, which meant that educational places were shut, non-essential shops were shut, and businesses were forced to move on to work from home. The economy has suffered a massive effect because of the pandemic. A lot of companies lost a lot of money due to people not visiting their businesses, and most people just ordering from online instead. With pubs shut, they weren't earning money, and some unfortunately had to be shut down because they didn't earn enough money. When the pandemic reached its peak in the UK in April 2020, a lot of patients were admitted to hospital with severe COVID, which overwhelmed the NHS. There was a shortage of beds, there was a shortage of ventilators, but Boris Johnson announced that they'd open a new hospital called temporary hospital called the Nightingale. In the summer of 2020, Boris Johnson opened up testing sites so that people who have symptoms of COVID can get tested, so that it can prevent the spread of the virus any further. By the end of 2020, the countries around the world announced that they have created vaccines that can prevent severe illness from the virus. Other countries for the whole year of 2020 will compete and see who can create the first vaccine against the virus. In the mid of 2021, there's signs of improvements. Cases are low for the first time in months. The deaths are decreasing since the virus has been rolled out, and they're showing signs that life is getting back to normal. How did you feel when the first lockdown was announced?
When the first lockdown was announced, I was quite surprised and a little bit worried about what would happen, but I know it's going to be alright.
How did you feel when they announced that colleges and universities would be online?
When I found out that colleges and universities would be online, I was a little bit disappointed because I paid a lot of money to go to this university. But then again, I was also relieved because I'm not really risking it going outside and risking the spread.
Did you struggle? Did you struggle at all?
I did struggle at home, yes, but everybody's struggling at the minute, and a lot of people are seeking out counselling and therapy, including myself, but we all get through it day by day.
How did it affect your motivation to work?
I've struggled a lot with motivation this year, but again, we'll get through it eventually.
Did it affect you? Did it affect your mental health?
Yes, in a big way, like I say. I've gone on to SSRIs, a form of antidepressant, to help with my social anxiety.
How do you think lockdown has been handled?
I think Boris has done a good job considering what situation or what cards he's been dealt, but he could have acted sooner.
We went into lockdown too early or too late, or right time?
I think it was a little bit too late.
I was anxious and concerned that it had got like that bad.
How did you feel when they announced that colleges and universities will be moved to online classes?
Relieved that they were finding ways to work around the pandemic, but I was anxious to see how it would play out and what would happen with all the work.
Did you struggle to work at home?
A bit, yeah, due to like technical needs.
How was your motivation affected?
Quite a bit. I felt very unmotivated to do stuff.
Did it affect your mental health?
Yeah, a bit.
How do you think lockdown should have been handled?
Well, I didn't hear that one.
How do you think lockdown should have been handled?
I think we should have gone into the second or third lockdown maybe sooner than we did.
Do you think lockdown too late or too early?
Too late.
How did you feel when lockdown was first announced?
It was quite cool at first. I'm not gonna lie, because I was kind of like, I didn't really think about all the coronavirus stuff, and I thought, oh, it sounds cool. And people explained to me like, oh, you get like 2 weeks off work, and or if you get COVID, you can have all this time off, and you just have to stay indoors. But then after a while, you forget that you can't go shopping, you can't leave the house to do anything other than go to the supermarket. So it got really boring, really fast.
How did you feel when you moved to online classes?
I was annoyed. Actually, no, I wasn't at first. I thought, oh, that sounds cool concept. The more I did it, the more annoyed I got, because it was terrible.
Did you struggle with your university work?
Horrendously.
How did lockdown affect your motivation to work from home?
Oh, massive. And my motivation went from like that to that in the space of a few months.
I think lockdown should have been handled
better. I don't want to give a big monologue about how Boris and Hancock and all the other wankers could have done it better, but I can't. Just better. It should have been handled better.
Do you think the United Kingdom went into lockdown too early or too late?
Too late. 100% too late. Way too late.
How did you feel when the first lockdown was announced?
Honestly, I don't really know. Like, obviously, it was like something that was really new for us, and everything that was going on, it was just a bit of a whirlwind.
How did you feel when you moved on to online lessons?
I felt alright about it. I felt like life was a lot more difficult because you didn't have the person-to-person experience, like, with everything that you needed.
Did you struggle at home to work?
Yeah, pretty much. All I wanted to do was just sit there and play like Last of Us or something.
How did lockdown affect your motivation?
Oh, it affected it a lot. Like, it went really downhill, and I wouldn't do things for like ages, and I'd be procrastinating like 24/7.
Did the pandemic affect your mental health?
Yeah, I became a lot more anxiety.
How did you think lockdown should have been handled?
It should have been done a lot earlier. Should have had a lot more explanation to it as well, so people could understand what they could and couldn't do, because it caused a lot of confusion and people getting fines that for no reason needed to get fines. Policemen should have been told what to do, because they gave massive amounts of fines out to people who didn't actually deserve them.
Do you think we went into lockdown too late?
Yeah, very much so.